Today's recording, you're going to hear some audio that might be sensitive, offensive, or not according to your own liking. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Hey guys, how are you? Me and Muhammad want to thank everybody for the 1 year anniversary. May 29th was the first time we uploaded our first podcast. I know a lot of you have been asking where we've been in the past month. Well, as you know, Palestine has been on the news this past month and continuing to be on the news. And me and Muhammad had time to reflect, and we want to do something special for Palestine and for the people that are there, obviously for the people who care about this topic. And we have something beautiful for you guys. Thank you.
Welcome back to another episode of Ways. My name is Muhammad, here with Osama. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Anchor, and other various platforms. Thank you for the much love, support, and feedback. Our Instagram page is at Ways 2.0. Once again, at Ways 2.0. Osama is at Kusa300. Myself at Muhammad.global. Our very first speaker for tonight's program is no other than Sidra.
Canadian, we here, proud, strong, and free. We have each other's backs, even if it's as simple as giving coffee. But why does this sympathy fly in the air when our brothers and sisters in Palestine are being treated unfair? Why does it take so much to declare that what's happening to them is for so many a nightmare? Our values allow us to be outspoken to oppressive beliefs and actions that have been chosen by tyrants whose hearts are ice frozen as they take the livelihoods out of the already broken. We have access to many privileges as people of the West. If listed, it's beyond capacity for so many minds to ingest. It's our duty to amplify the voices of the distressed so that the one-sided oppression can be acknowledged and addressed. In solidarity with the people of Palestine we stand. We will not go silent until your maltreatment is banned. In the end, justice is our demand, and we all know that there is no peace on stolen land. Sidranjum.
Our second speaker for tonight's program is Asil.
To the kids of Gaza, I hold on to you with my soul. I won't cry about your innocence, because that's a given, it's known. Sacred childlike essence, you somehow always let it grow. Heroes time and time again, and you continue to sow. Sow positivity and strength, your peace, love, and unity. Focused on moving forward, you say, it's nothing new to me. I know it's unfair, but don't give up on your drive. Your souls chose this sacred mission, don't ask me why. Coming down to an earth where you are unwelcomed by the occupier. They try to deny, but it's facing them straight in the eye. You, my loves, are planting seeds, to be the strength that the whole world wishes to be. Your laughter and joy I hold in my heart so deep. Your specialness and gifts, unlocking possibility. Times are tough, but you are tougher. Learning to navigate the tides and currents, bombs and deterrents, from water crises to food shortages to unemployment. No, this is not an accident, but the deliberate work of hate and greed. I'm saying it out loud for the whole world to see. Israel is the real enemy. Perpetrators deciding whose lives matter. When asked, their only defenses look at both sides. What we finally heard from the latter. But what else do you have to justify the killing of children, ethnic expulsion, another genocide? But believe me, kids, being the one behind the trigger is where the most suffering is. A soul killing another soul becomes dysmorphed and is unable to live. Its karma takes over. To it all the debts it gives. You, my loves, you are free, for an unbreakable spirit and creativity. Oh, the children of Gaza, you are more powerful than the sea, and will continue to support until you are free. You are free. Freedom is in the spirit, the soul who wishes to experience it. I write to you with the deepest honor to see you strive. For what is strength without the experience that forces us to develop it? What is faith without the heart that pushes us to trust it? You are all my children, and for you I cry. Not at the tough times, but at the spark inside, the passion, the miracles, the gifts you have alive. Our mothers and ancestors see you, and they gleam with pride, with love, at all of the above. You are our gifts, and everything is pre-written. Do not run from your emotions. Allow yourself to sit with them, hearts to feel the depths of it all. Your story goes way beyond the evils of Israel. See, like all of the world's oppressors, they too will fall. They will fall. You are glorious human beings with the capability of it all. Trust that God has your back, that we will all come back and write a new story of Palestine, the land of dreams, the land of deans, the land of peace, the land of olive trees to which we are so connected. It's experienced the toughest of times, but somehow it always stays protected. It's always resurrected. You, my child, are the whole universe and all that's in between. Not for what you have been through, but for your very gleam, your essence, your spirit, who you choose to be. And in this world of karma, there is always accountability. In the new world we are creating, you are already free. Revel in your freedom, my queens and kings. The more you feel it, the more it is happening. And when it's all way too unbearable, remember to close your eyes and go within. Connect to your inner self, the oceans of truth you have inside. God has never left you. He is still with you, standing firm with pride. You are safe. You are free.
The very next speaker for tonight's program is Miss Serene.
Palestine for only 2 days in my life, yet I still call it home. Born and raised in Canada, Palestine I still consider my home. Hey Google, locate Palestine. Sorry, no results found. Palestine, aka no results found, aka a land that has been occupied and have victims of genocide, aka a land where strangers call it home, aka a land where bombing children just became the norm, aka a land where Israelis call them terrorists when they still haven't been born. Home. My homeland, my Maltany. I think of my family, the olive trees, the bright green leaves from the river to the sea. Palestine will be free, I repeat. I repeat as I watch a man find out he lost all 4 of his sons at once. Every second of the day, people losing their loved ones. Louder. Palestine will be free, I repeat. I repeat as I watch an IDF soldier look in between a woman's legs as she's in labor and says, I should have raped and killed you before you give birth to a scum terrorist son. Palestine, aka no results found. Aka a land I still call my home, my homeland, my Maltany. I think of my family, the olive trees, the bright green leaves from the river to the sea. Palestine will be free, I repeat. I repeat as I watch buildings turn to ashes, like thunder bombs flashes, bombing medical labs and classes, and yet you still call it a conflict? Louder. Palestine will be free, I repeat. I repeat as I watch a 5-month-old baby being pulled out from under the rubble, turn into an orphan. No mom, no dad to be his forever kind of person. I repeat as I watch you justify their actions for killing a fraction of our population because to them they felt a sense of satisfaction. Home. What if that was your home? Waking up to bombs singing, the ground shaking, your children disappearing. What's your reaction? What's your reaction to execution? Now, I dare you to justify their actions. Home, aka my homeland, my Maltany. Louder, I repeat, Palestine will be free.
The fourth speaker for tonight's program is Dialectic Ali.
If these walls could speak. If these walls could speak, what would they say? We weren't built with bricks of steel or clay. Behind us resides all this fear and hate. Inside us, all these dreams are caged. Gas canisters and pellets lie in our shade. By our side, how many children came to meet their fate? Desecrated homes lie in our wake. How many battalions and tanks have patrolled this strait? How many bulldozers passed us by, dragging bodies with such rage? The cameras survey and stare, but they can't hear the silent screams of despair that haunt us with each day. How many mothers held their dying sons at our gates because they wouldn't let in the aid? How many poets wrote couplets that never crossed over because we stood in their way? How many teardrops sowed seeds that grew to long for an escape? How many metaphors were birthed just to convey this pain? Confined, jailed, incarcerated. If these walls could speak, they would tell you of the world's largest open-air prison, but what academic vocabulary could actually capture the essence of this inhumanity, systematized apartheid, discrimination, erasure, humiliation, annihilation, illegal settler occupation, all codified neatly in the bylaws of the region's largest democracy, to breed unlivable conditions for 2 million refugees, suffocating, choking, gasping for a breath, 5,000 per every square kilometer, chained from the sea to the fence, not enough water, food or electricity, criminalized existence, reminded of at checkpoints daily, kids traumatized with PTSD, so grow up to be superheroes like Ibrahim and Aid. If only these walls could speak, they would tell you. None of this would exist without us. What was stolen, what was lost, in the silence we've seen it all, that the holes where the rocks hit through the cinder block and the cold concrete is the only place from where the sun shines through it. Each mural, each crack is a testament that one day we will come crumbling down, prostrating in shame before those we disgraced, and what will they say? The soil beneath us, where our foundations were laid, the clouds above us, to words which to sing praise as their hands are raised, marching, drawing closer with each step that they take. What will it say? From where the white phosphorus reigns, the drones hover above watchtowers, from where the colonizers gaze so far away, from where the pink jets deliver parcels of death on huddled families and minarets as the sirens blare. Imagine being made illegal on your own land. So how could it ever be a sin to take it back? The same fertile ground that fed Fadwa and Ghassan, they hope they forget, they hope they can't recollect. But if the particles in the air never die, how could you deny what is in the very breath that gives you life? And if they cannot, perhaps the waters by our shores and the dust by our feet can attest to the villages that were ransacked, uprooted, to the trees that were set ablaze and the farms that were raised, planted in the years gone by, and the cries they became of the memories that they couldn't obliterate, to before 48, to before the Irgun and the Mandate, to before the New Yorkers, to when they wouldn't weep over oranges, to before 2003, to before martyrs wrote about martyrs for other martyrs to read, to before the blockade and the peace processes, to before 67, to before the Green Line, in hearts and minds cradled still beating has always lived Palestine. But only if these walls could speak, they would tell you of the horrors that they keep. If only these walls would just speak, they would tell you of the sweet love and the belief that resides here, yet they could never cease, if only.
Our fifth speaker for tonight's program is Nicole.
Osama, thank you so much for asking me to be on your podcast. I wanted to talk briefly about the media very minimally touching upon what's going on in Palestine and making it in a way that they're not placing the blame on Israel as they should have. They're basically staying in the middle and not really placing blame. They're just kind of acting like both sides are suffering when that's not really what's going on here. And I think more awareness needs to continue to be raised. However, when topics are trending, like the Free Palestine hashtag was, more people focus on it. But now we haven't been seeing as many posts, but we still need to keep raising awareness, especially when Facebook and Instagram and other social media platforms keep censoring Palestinian voices that need to be heard. Their devastating struggles are continuing. Despite the media coverage slowing down, we need to keep speaking up for them. They're experiencing horrible suffering, and not even just adults, but children. There's children who just don't know what's going on. They don't understand why this is happening. They're being ripped from their homes. Their homes are being destroyed. It's not a way for children to live and to grow up and experience life, nor is it for adults. But these are kids that are completely innocent, and they have to witness this and worry about, are they going to survive another day? What's going to happen to their family? Where are they getting their next meal from? It's really horrible thing to go through for anybody. And I think people need to keep staying on top of that and aware of that. Even when it's not considered a trending topic, it's something that's not going away. And of course, the donations are helping right now. But we don't just want a Band-Aid to fix the problem. We need people to keep fighting and advocating for them. And for all the people who can't speak up, we need to help be that voice for them on their behalf, and find real justice for them as deserved.
Our sixth speaker for tonight's program is Al-Muhtassim.
في البداية وتبقى فلسطين في ضمير العالم. لا معنى للحرية دون ذكر فلسطين. فلسطين تعاني منذ أكثر نصف قرن من الزمن من قتل وتطهير عرقي وتهجير واستغلال منازل الفلسطينيين من قبل الاحتلال الصهيوني الغاصب، وانتهاك لجميع القوانين الدولية وحقوق الإنسان. ما أراه اليوم وفي الأيام القليلة الماضية من حقائق وبثوث مباشرة من الأحياء الفلسطينية عبر مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي التي تنقل للعالم أجمع عن الواقع الفلسطيني وما يمر به من اضطهاد وقمع للمقدسيين في حي الشيخ جراح وسلوان، وانتهاك للحرمات المقدسة ورمي القنابل على المصلين في المسجد الأقصى. كل هذه الحملات الإلكترونية عززت من الموقف الفلسطيني وإصراره في الحصول على حقه، وأنه ليس من السهل أن يتنازل عن هويته ومنزله الذي عاش فيه من آلاف السنين. أيضا لا ننسى ما يمر به أهلنا في غزة، واستهداف الأحياء السكنية وقتل الشيوخ والنساء والأطفال من دون وجه حق، إنما جرما وعدوانا. نعم، نمر بأوقات صعبة ومحن في معظم الأوطان العربية، منها اليمن والعراق وسوريا، لكن مجرد ذكر فلسطين الجرح يكون أعمق. إي والله يكون أعمق. بذلك فننسى بذلك آلامنا وأوجاعنا، ونتذكر أن كياننا وكرامتنا لن تعود، ونتذكر أن كرامتنا لن تعود إلا بعودة فلسطين واستعادتنا للأقصى المبارك. ختاما، لا نستهين ولو بمنشور قد تظنه بسيط، لكنك بذلك أوصلت رسالتك لأحد ما في هذا العالم. أتذكر يوما نشرت أحد البوستات حيث علق أحد الطلاب في الجامعة التي أدرس فيها قائلا: أين كنت كل هذه المدة عن كل ما يحدث عن إبادة جماعية وقتل وحشي وتطهير عرقي؟ آسف كوني لم أكن أعلم الكثير، لكن الآن أبحث جاهدا لمعرفة كل الجرائم التي تقوم بها إسرائيل بحق الفلسطينيين. والآن تراه ينشر عن القضية الفلسطينية ويوعي الناس والأشخاص من حوله وعن طريق وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي التي يمتلكها. تراه الآن يوعي من حوله عن القضية الفلسطينية. كل هذا يثبت قوة السوشيال ميديا وتأثيرها على الرأي العام وتصحيح للبروباغندا عن فلسطين، وإثبات أن ما يحصل فيها ليس صراع إنما اضطهاد لرجال الحجارة العزل وإسرائيل المدعومة بالسلاح ومليارات الدولارات من أمريكا. وأخيرا فلسطين حرة.
The seventh speaker for tonight's program is Jenny.
Hi, my name is Jenny Msetov. I live in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I'm a graduate from University of Wisconsin Parkside with a bachelor's in biology and a certificate in green chemistry. I love nothing more than spreading positivity, and I hope to do that through motivation today. I think the hardest thing in life is to find motivation. For me, that has been an innate behavior. Therefore, I lack little to no struggle with being motivated. Motivation is one of the 3 keys to success. My motivation comes with the questioning of my purpose. Everyone has a purpose. I believe when one discovers their purpose, it also shapes a part of one's personality and identity. Some find it early in their lifetime, others later on. The second key is hard work. How far are you willing to do the work with excellence? Is it a research paper that needs 10+ hours of research? And are you willing to put that effort into your work? I remember in biology of cancer, my professor, Dr. Lee, would assign to us research papers on clinical studies. In my opinion, they were harder than the exams, which were still quite difficult. It would take me about 14 hours to do research on the molecular mechanisms of a drug and its role in the cell cycle, procedures for any molecular tests that were performed like PCR or Western blots, and many more like knowing how to read scientific graphs and data of other molecular methods of testing. I would put more hours than I should have, just so I feel comfortable with the material while having virtual discussions. The last key that leads a clear path to success is consistency. Giving up is so easy, but don't let anything defeat you or come in your way of your own success. Every successful person had a past of failure. We are better from our failures. We become stronger and more experienced with failure. And when you do feel defeated, I want you to grab a piece of paper, pen, and a highlighter. Write down everything you said you would do. Then highlight everything you successfully accomplished. See how far you have come, and you'll realize that we progress in life. There are many other keys that lead to success, but I believe these are the most important because it establishes a base for you. That being said, for anyone listening on this podcast right now, what's your motivation? What's your purpose? It starts there. Never give up, accept failures, learn from it, become stronger. This is just the beginning of a bright future of yours. Thanks for listening in at Ways 2.0.
The eighth speaker for tonight's program is Kareem.
What's happening in Palestine is not ideal. And it makes me so upset to see what's going on, but to see our community of Arabs coming together, forming alliances, and growing stronger connections makes me happy. And hopefully we will continue to do this to show that we are a strong community of Arabs working together, especially a community trying to spread awareness and to help Palestine grow, gain its freedom, and gain its human
The night
rights.
speaker for today's program is Jenna.
By the world lately you have been recognized, but how long will the world's care actually last? A ceasefire they say, but do they not know we know our history by heart? How many times have we been temporarily silenced under a ceasefire? The world thinks it's fine again, but Gaza is still under blockade. Palestine is still under occupation. Ethnic cleansing and settler colonialism is what's happening, and don't you dare call it anything else other than what it is. They are mistaken if they think that now we are going to be silenced again. No more will the news of a ceasefire drag us back into oblivion, exactly as our enemies planned. Our numbers shall not decrease on the streets. Our posts will not stop sharing the truth on social media. Children are still severely abused, wetting the aftermath dry rubble beneath them as they cry, while holding tightly to whatever they have nearby in the hopes of filling in the emptiness of losing their dearest beloved. Flashbacks of bloodshed haunt them forever now, while still living in limited electricity, clean water, food, and education. Palestine is still occupied. Praying to Allah the Most High to grant them with courage at this youthful age in order to fight for human rights, solemnly believing in the words of Allah. O land of Palestine, your victory is certainly near. You are the beloved land to all Muslimin. You were our first Qibla in the beginning of history. You embraced our prophets dearly. Even though a lot of us fought for you as a trend, many of us are still here firmly. O Palestine, don't forget that Allah says, ألا إن نصر الله قريب. Behold, Allah's help is close by. He will not leave you in despair. Have you also forgotten that your people are not dead, but they are alive in the presence of their Lord, rejoicing in the bounty provided by Allah? Stay strong, our beloved land. You will forever be loved.
The 10th speaker for today's program is Rumesia.
I think we're at an interesting point in time where things are finally changing. People are starting to become receptive to changes and shifts that we've been pushing for so long. And so when Palestine is finally free, because I know that it will be, I want us to be able to look back and say that we were all on the right side of history and that we were part of a movement that told the story exactly how it needed to be told.
The 11th speaker for today's program is Khadija.
In America, our problems don't seem to get solved. We just get used to them. Whether it's the opioid epidemic, the student debt crisis, I could go on and on. Meanwhile, our most heavily funded ally, Israel, ranked higher than us on the World Happiness Index rank. And really, it's no surprise. We give $3.4 billion of our taxpayer money a year to Israel, and they have the most advanced military and the most modern technology thanks to it. The American government seems to have turned its back to our most vulnerable citizens. We have over 37,000 homeless veterans spread out across America. We have over 150,000 homeless people in California alone. And if we're to continue to stand for equality for all, then it's necessary that we don't condone or contribute to any injustice. Whether the injustice is being done to those living in our own society or those living across the world in Palestine who live in open-air prisons at the hands of our allies, it's necessary that we stand up and don't condone or contribute to what our government is doing. Because at the end of the day, you can despise your government and still love your country.
The 12th speaker for today's program is Shahab.
The second poem that I'll be sharing today is called The City. And this discusses the importance of land, but also how land carries stories and is enriched with people that live upon it. What a pity for those who won't pause just to breathe in the city. Its aromas intertwined with tales of unsung heroes, equipped with sacrificial, rugged palms, their imprints outlasting their lifespan. Unrecognized are their names, no faces to acclaim, they are but lucid stars who have escaped the skies to find home on earth. Assalamu alaikum guys, my name is Shahab Khan, and I'll be sharing 3 poems with you today on the topic of Palestine. The first is actually untitled, but it's put together based on attending some protests and hearing a chant. So without further ado, I'll jump right into it. بالروح بالدم نفديك يا أقصى. With our souls, with our blood, we are yours, O Aqsa. Your keys awarded to a man of stature, his clothing bespattered by his journey, decorated with patches as he proclaimed, إنا كنا أذل قوم فأعزنا الله بالإسلام فمهما نطلب العزة بغير ما أعز الله به أذلنا الله. Indeed, we were a disgraceful people, and God has honored us with faith. If we long for honor through any other means, God will disgrace us. The third poem that I'll be sharing is called Calling, and it discusses purpose and duty. Our calling is that of mountains. We secure the earth and its movement, and preserve that which surrounds us. Our roots stretch far beyond the echoes our voices emit. Vast are the skies for our contemplation, enclosed in seas of mist and ever serene. The ground is our anchor and our resting place.
The 13th speaker for tonight's program is Muhammad. Pictures become fixture throughout time. Lost souls are often forgotten. Pure consciousness keeps them alive. Words derived with clear meanings create templates for the world we're yearning to see. I have dreams. You must have dreams as well. I rarely dream. When I do, it's superior to my physical being, my spiraling but graceful reality. I haven't dreamt in a while. I wonder why. There's no time to wonder when your brothers and sisters under occupied regimes are tortured with the ideas of closing their eyes. Imagine sleeping is peaceful, soothing to all of mankind. Humanity, if you ask me. Your soul leaves your body when you're a traveler in the universe, a friend amongst the galaxy. I can be a painter, an architect, a lover in France, a blacksmith in Egypt, a writer in Spain. My subconscious has no limits. My love for living has no depths concerning my terrain. Dream with me. Just close your eyes. You're in Palestine, West Bank, 1975. Beautiful day under the dreamlike sky. The sun is bright as ever, giving rays onto Mother Earth as we need it. Kids are running, playing football in the narrow streets. Merchants are selling meats, fruits, vegetables. Civilians are using their daily spendings for groceries. It's a beautiful day, lovely to the highest of degrees. At 2:57 p.m., there's a sound, haunting with layers of terror. What went from a peaceful day in the West Bank has become a chaotic day for the Palestinians. No hope from their neighbors. Country with wealth rooted in luxurious excellence. We're all Muslims, right? Only God knows. What have they done? Where they turn to for help? Why are they being removed from their homes, especially in sacred land? Running, anxiety attacks, babies are crying. Dream is over, open your eyes now. 2021, am I still dreaming? Tales from the lost souls. The 14th speaker for tonight's program is no other than Kusa.
I need to stop losing my shit on you people that's hating. Free Palestine. How the fuck we got our people waiting? We grew up innocent and kind. We grew up not hating, not to judge. When we're manipulated by the media to say racial slurs by the time we're 15 to describe a group of people, yeah. Where is the justice? I go on social media, it's full of hate. Where in times the people who love drama, again, aren't you sick and tired of the injustice happening to the Indian farmers, the police brutality, the 73 Neckbay? We become blind to what's happening around us. Wake up. Nothing changes if nothing is changing. We still see innocent African Americans dying. We still see governments oppressing its people. We still see people stealing land that is not theirs. Why do we pick and choose what we want to support? Ask yourself a question. If you can't relate to a government oppressing its people, if you can't relate to innocent people getting killed for just walking down the block, then how can you expect people to understand you? You are the change, but not if you're your own demise. You can choose to destroy yourself with toxic manipulating individuals. I can't trust someone who wants to change and revolutionize the world when he has no heart. Free Palestine. Palestine will remain in my heart forever. Stop police brutality. Stop Asian racism. Stop oppressing your people. I'm not asking you to. I'm telling you to. This is just the beginning. I call this part of my life the point of no return. We're using our platform to create change.